Hey guys, KP Jax here. Today we're going to talk about 4K and what really 4K is. My father-in-law asked me the other day, he's shopping around for TVs. Not really sure why, nothing really wrong with his TV. But they have a older, they got like a 5 or 6 year old plasma. Great TV, huge, 50 inch or 55 inch, something like that in their living room. Great TV. But I guess he was out and about and ran across some new TVs and some OLED TVs and some of the new 4K TVs that are out, which are pretty nice. And so he was actually asking me, what the difference was. Obviously, you can tell, if you put his old TV next to one of the new ones, a new plasma, you can tell the difference. But other than the visual difference, he didn't really know. So I was telling a little bit about it, the pixel ratios and things like that, and really what it was. It's really a much higher resolution than just your standard 1080p, like 4 times higher. Your average 1080p resolution is 1080 across, and the 4K resolution is like 4000 by 2000, something like that. And some of your bigger TVs, I don't know if you ever noticed, but some of your smaller TVs are 50 inches, 48 inches, 32s. When you get really close to them, you can actually see the pixels on the screen, all the little red, green, and blue pixels. Well, on the new 4K TVs, the truly 4K TVs that are 55, 60, 80 inch TVs, if you get up this close to them, you're not going to see the pixels because they have a huge pixel per inch ratio. I think my TV has, probably like a 40 or a 60 PPI, pixel per inch ratio. The new 4K TVs are coming with like 125 pixel per inch ratio. So think about an inch that big, filled with pixels, little tiny dots, left, right, all the way down in a little square, and just all over the screen. So, that's the sizing. So way back in 2003, movies, very small amounts of movies started using 4K cameras, which is pretty cool. But the cameras were like $3,000 a day to rent. So, they spent an ungodly amount of money on the cameras. And really a lot of this has come from the movie industry because people obviously want sharper, better, higher quality pictures. They go to the movies, they see the things on the screen, and then they come home and get a totally different experience with the movies on TV. So kind of if you remember the old CRT TVs, when all of a sudden everything went flat screen, and then from going just flat screen, because flat screen was out before plasma or LED or LCD or anything like that, to then the LCD screens, and then after LCD, plasma, and then after plasma you have the LED and OLEDs. So everything gets much crisper, much better. If you've ever compared your TVs, I know we did, which TV really didn't matter to me. It still doesn't. My wife actually is the one who wanted the TV that we have, the big 50-something inch on the wall. But we had an old TV that somebody gave us. It actually sat back in here years ago, and it was a 32-inch television, and it probably weighed 150 pounds, no joke. It took 2 people to move it. It was insane. I think everybody had one because I always see it on Craigslist or on Swip Swap sites on Facebook or something like that where people are getting rid of pretty much the exact same TV that I had, forever ago. So we got a new, at the time, we got a new plasma TV. And if you put them side by side, it was night and day, the quality. So now we have an LED and a plasma. And even if you put those side by side, they're so far apart in years, 5 or 6 years apart, that the technology grew and multiplied and improved so much. And the price dropped, which is one really big thing now. That'll bring me back to the 4K TVs. So the price drops on the 4K TVs are awesome right now because the manufacturers are coming out with the next model. So there was a 4K TV online today. We didn't buy it, obviously. My father-in-law did. It was a 55-inch 4K TV through Vizio for $5.99, which is awesome. I mean, $5.99 for a 55-inch 4K TV, pretty good. So that's that. So that'll be here in a few days, hopefully, and he'll hook it up and probably put his Xbox or something on it. But now we have to find out if he has an HD cable box and all that. So what 4K is just a new resolution. Not really new. It's been around for a few years, but it really hasn't been mainstream due to pricing. Not everybody had $5,000 to spend on a 4K TV. Movie makers, not everybody had thousands upon thousands of dollars for a camera. I mean, I know the ones that they use for shooting videos are very high tech, very expensive, but the 4K cameras were even farther above that, and it just makes it just stupid money for a camera. Why do it when you have a camera that works perfectly good and movies that work, look perfectly fine? So I don't think any cable providers are providing 4K content yet. Most of the content that we're finding is online. And if you think about it, way back when you went from DVD to Blu-ray, I know it was a huge change for us. I didn't think that there was going to be any change. I was like, oh, we have, standard DVDs, not a big deal. Played them on our 1080p TV. And then we bought a movie and realized, oh, it was a Blu-ray. After we got home, we couldn't watch it. So found a deal, got a real inexpensive Samsung Blu-ray player, and it was night and day. A standard def DVD to a Blu-ray DVD was completely different, especially with the amount that you could zoom in. I think my wife, she zoomed in on movie Shrek and saw that on Shrek they made little tiny hairs. Didn't know if you knew that. So kind of interesting on how detailed they really do go with those characters. So we're going to take a look here in a minute at some different 4K versus full HD, which is 1080p. We're going to take a look at some differences between the two monitors, maybe with some different cameras and some different televisions side by side. And I won't do any voiceover. I'll probably just put some music on and let it go for a minute or two so we can kind of see some of the differences. But that's really the thing. 4K it's the newest, biggest, baddest resolution out there. There's not a lot of content for it, but if you're planning for the future and you're buying a TV, might as well buy the first gen, 4K TVs that just went on sale through, different websites and things like that, because they're definitely worth it. Anytime you wait anyway, it's like that commercial, you bought the wrong thing. If you wait, and you buy TV now, tomorrow the next big one might come out. But then you wait thinking the next one will come out, and as soon as you buy your next one, the next one comes out. So you might as well just pick one, buy one, and be happy with your purchase. So that's 4K in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Have a great night.